and welcome to Saturday Morning Momentum. This is episode 7, and I'm Kat of Kat's Novel Adventures, and I'm being joined by Liz at Cozy Cobwebs and Jen at Literary Love 123. We are here for another episode of Saturday Morning Momentum to try to get some things done. We want to know what y'all are going to get up to today. I want to welcome all of our friends that have been in our community, joining us every week, especially everyone who joined last week for our first live to tape. That's what we called it in TV. But our first pre-recorded one, because I was in New Orleans with Jen at the New Orleans Vampire Cafe. And for those of you who are new to Saturday Morning Momentum, welcome. We appreciate you being here. And for those of you watching on the replay, we welcome you as well. Let us know what you got up to if you are watching on the replay. I want to know. I like to know what you are getting up to during your power hour. So hello, Liz and Jen. How are y'all?
Hello. Happy to be here. Hanging in.
Hanging in, yeah. So Jen and I and Kelsey at Slum and Slashers met last Saturday. We had a wonderful reunion. I'm saying a reunion. Oh, I mean, we were meeting for the first time in person, right, but it felt kind of like a reunion. That's what I was telling these ladies earlier. It kind of felt like a reunion because Jen and I have collaborated before online, and so I knew what she looked like. So it wasn't hard to spot her when I got in the restaurant.
It was like a blind date, except we knew what each other looked like.
Exactly. So did you enjoy your birthday weekend, Jen?
I did. I was telling Kat and Liz before we got live that I'm still trying to recover because that was a wild weekend. I turned 50, so there's that. But my husband and I were, we stayed right in the middle of the French Quarter, and we just parked our car for like three-day parking and walked everywhere. So we did a lot of walking. We also did a lot of eating, and we also did a lot of drinking. And you get a little clip of a possibly drunk me in my latest vlog up on YouTube now. So if you want to see me a little bit wild, you can. And you also get to see footage of me meeting Kat and Kelsey.
Yes,
so
it was so much fun.
But I'm still tired.
It was fun. It was. And that is one of my 25 for 2025 was to go to the New Orleans Vampire Cafe. So I can scratch it off. But my husband and I will be going back because we want to go back, spend the night close. There's a hotel that we've stayed at that's pretty close to it that we could walk from. So that is what our plan is for the future. So we will go back.
The shrimp and grits were delicious. October. That would be great. But I know I can't this October because one of my older daughters is getting married. So that's enough for 1 October, but maybe next year. And we can meet again, and maybe we can get more people. We just have a big meetup, right?
That's right. That's what I was going to say. Liz needs to come down to New Orleans, and so come down to New Orleans, and we can all go down there. I mean, there's so many fantastic places to go in New Orleans for sure. So let's see who's in the comments, and then we'll start setting our intentions for today. Liz, do you have anything that you want to say that you've been up to recently? Because it's been a while since you've been on.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Mostly my stuff has been just trying to organize my medical stuff and my dog's medical stuff and grading. So it's been pretty boring.
Yeah, well, you're probably getting close to the end of the semester. I mean, most, they're starting to wrap up. I know I'm wrapping up. My tentative end date is May the 14th. But if I can get my testing done with my students, then I might be out of there a little bit earlier.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, our commencement is on the 21st of May. So
yeah, that's not too bad. That's for sure. Not too bad at all. That'll be here before you know it.
Yeah.
So Swank is here. Howdy, everybody. Happy World Circus Day. Happy Garlic Day. And happy Cat Lady Day.
Oh, hey, Cat Lady.
And hello to Lori. She's saying hey to Swank. I'm even better now that you reminded me. It's Happy Cat Lady Day. Yeah, repping the cats. And Jen is here. Good morning, all. Glad to be able to join for a bit. I will be working on editing today, and then I have to run out about an hour to get my hair done. That sounds fun. Lee was supposed to be joining us this morning, but she was having technical issues. She was having microphone issues. We could hear Lee, but Lee could not hear us. So she may end up popping in, or she might pop in the chat. And hey to Jen. Good morning, ladies. Hello, Susan. And good morning to Susan. Good morning, Jamie. Welcome. It's early for Jamie. She's over there in California. Good morning, Tina. Happy rising. I love that. And then hey to Jamie. I'm going to keep reading my self-help book. That sounds awesome, Swank. I like that. And hello, beautiful ma'am. What are you teaching? Oh, so Liz, do you want to answer that? I'm assuming she's referring to you.
Oh, I guess so.
I'm a coach, so.
I teach horror primarily and information literacy.
Yeah. And then hello to Lori. And then I'm going to work on my book inventory this morning and may start adding books into my spreadsheet if I get more done than I think I will. Yeah, let me go ahead and put our banner for our intentions up here. Yeah, if you want to go ahead and start putting your intentions in. And then, of course, I lost my comment. Here we are. Cheers to the cat ladies. Yay. And then happy birthday to Jen. She's 50 and fabulous. I told her that she did join the Half a Century Club. I mean, I think that's a badge of honor. I think it just sounds really good. I mean,
it didn't bother me. You know, the funny thing is, like, turning 30 bothered me so much. I just was like, oh God, I'm so old. Turning 40, I was excited. I was like, I made it, you know, fabulous 40s. And so now I'm just going to call my 50s my fantastic 50s.
Yes,
so I'm happy to, you know, I've been through a lot. It's not a conversation for now. I'm happy to still be here.
Yes, exactly. I mean, when you think about what you've done in that first half of your century, it's just amazing. And then it's like, you know, I don't think I'll make it to 100, but, you know, I'm hoping that I could get at least maybe to 80. That would be good. Then I have a pretty good amount of time left to get stuff done. And Lori says, oh, Jen, I'm headed to your vlog ASAP.
Y'all don't judge me.
Hello, Chris Wildfire. Hi, Kat. And Saturday Morning Momentum Club. I'm working on some video editing and stuff. Might also clear my Google Docs. It's almost full, and I don't want to pay for my storage. I get you. They keep saying, you're at 93%. You will no longer get emails. I'm like, come on now. Really? It's like I already pay for storage for Google Photos, and like they even want me to get even beyond. I'm like, storage is a pain. I'm telling you, it is a pain because it's like there's things you want to hold on to. Good morning, peeps. Good morning, Travis. I'm playing the Adventures of Sackboy because I decided to go for the gaming trophy. Already almost halfway done. I have to clean it in a few. Have friends coming tonight. Sounds great. And then reading and doing my puzzle the rest of the day. Reading Nosferatu by Joe Hill for Large Marge. I hope you enjoy it. I love that book. It's kind of gory, and it has some content that's kind of makes you a little bit squeamish, a lot more squeamish. And then if you've never seen the TV show, that really like puts the visual. It really is well done, but like my mom could not watch it. She was like, I don't know what's going on in this movie, but and I'm like, yeah, Mom, I don't think it's for you. Hello, Tina. Again, I am going to update my journal and set up my planner for next week. That sounds good. And there is Lee. Good morning. Having some technical difficulties. Hi, everyone. Happy belated birthday, Jen. I'm going to work on some Bible study notes and possibly film some videos. I'm sad that you're having technical difficulties, Lee. I mean, I know it would be hard for you to try to be live. We could hear you, but you could not hear us. So maybe we could get that worked out because you've been here before. So I wonder if like you have had an update maybe, because sometimes an update messes everything up. It's supposed to be better, but it messes everything up. Jamie said, I'll be spending power hour reading my physical book so I can spend the rest of the day working on a scrapbook project. I'm jealous. I'm jealous that I started years ago. And then Jen said, fun fact, if you have an Amazon Prime, you can get unlimited or at least used to photo storage. There's a limit on videos. That's what eats up my photo storage is my videos. And Susan said, I finally mustered up my courage and took the test to be a certified Mahjong teacher, and I passed. Yay!
Yay!
Applause. So today I have to buy the teacher's kit and start planning, going to get caught up on my reading. You get a gold star, Susan.
Yeah.
And Laura said, no judgment. We always say what happens in New Orleans stays in New Orleans.
Very good.
Congratulations to Susan. Well done. And my son and his family pick up their new calf today. My grandson is in 6th grade and joined FFA, so they get their sweet little girl calf today. That sounds awesome. And that's so cool to Susan. Yeah, I think that's awesome. Yay, Susan. So Susan, you get the gold star from every one of us today. So what are you going to be working on, Liz?
I have a writing project that I have to get done in this next hour so that I can get it sent off. So yeah, we'll swing ahead.
Yeah, so you're under the gun. You're going to be doing a power hour where you're under the gun, basically.
Yes, so if you see me crying, that's why.
Send chocolate to Liz.
Yeah.
That's right. What are you up to, Jen, for your power hour?
I'm going to be preparing for a talk that I'm going to be doing with Jason. He has the Weird Reads podcast, and he's Jason's Weird Reads on BookTube. He asked me to come on and talk about the Gothic, so I will be doing that at 11. And so I'm just, for my power hour, just preparing for that talk.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's cool.
That is awesome. I like that. My power hour, I am going to be starting to edit my Zombie-thon announcement video that I filmed yesterday. Yay! First, I've got to clear my storage. In order to do that. So that's what I started this morning, moving things to my Mac, and then I'm gonna need my Mac to do my Canva stuff. It's like, I wish I had a magic wallet, y'all. And that way I could just have like multiple of everything, and I could pay for the $1 million storage. Actually, if I had a magic wallet, I would hire a tech person. That's the first thing that I would do, is hire a tech person, because I'm terrible at it. I don't know. It's like it's too hard to keep up with. I just cannot. I don't know if
I just keep creating Gmails and using the drives.
Well, that's true. That's true.
It's wonderful.
I know. It's crazy, but then you got to keep up with it. Now, what Gmail did I do what in?
Exactly.
And so before we go to our power hour, which of course, did I remember to put my Pomodoro kitty up? No, I did not. So let me get our kitty cat up while y'all talk amongst yourselves while I look for this.
So Liz, can you tell us what your writing project is?
I can't, actually. I would love to, but unfortunately I can't. But I would love to hear about the Gothic. What parts of the Gothic you guys going to talk about?
Jason has sent me a wonderful outline, which I always appreciate. That's awesome. Nerdy, thing in me. But he's going to be asking me, like, kind of an overview of Gothic, what constitutes the Gothic, how does setting act as a character.
I love that.
Then we get to talk about the fun stuff too, like honorable mentions for books, and then our top 3 favorites, which I have agonized over.
That's the hardest part.
I'm like 3. And then we get to also talk a little bit about movies, that would be considered Gothic. I got the outline right here, and I've already forgotten half the stuff, which is why I'm always glad to have it. Talking about ghosts, history, secrets, of course, gender and power dynamics, because if you know me, I'm all about that feminist, angle on stuff.
That's good.
And just, kind of having a conversation about all of those things, and how sometimes you can categorize something as Gothic, even if it doesn't fit the older, crumbling mansions. You got like suburban Gothic. So we're just basically going to nerd out, I think.
I love that. What's his channel name again?
His YouTube channel is Jason's Weird Reads, and his podcast is Weird Reads.
Oh, check that out.
And his full name is Jason White.
Fun. Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I always participate with him and Crystal for Week of Weird. They do a really good job twice a year with Week of Weird, and I love it because it's really opened the door for me to discover other fiction, you know, and a lot of the weird fiction does have some kind of underlying horror element to it, which is pretty cool too. But anyway, yeah, he's I have not listened to his podcast. I'm behind on your podcast, Liz. I have only you know what it is for your podcast? It's the same thing with another podcast I listen to. It's two guys that talk about movies from 30 years ago. And I want to watch the films before I listen to the conversation, because the first time I listened to their podcast, I did not. And I was so lost because it was a movie I hadn't seen in so long. Yeah. That it was like, I remembered the characters, like who played the characters and like them little minor details, but not enough that I was like, I'm lost.
I love Liz's podcast. I love it. I mean, all the episodes, but the last one too that y'all did about long legs, loved it.
Yeah, so I have, but what I like about it is I have a lot to listen to. That's what I have. I have a whole catalog to listen to.
There you go.
Well, good.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go into our power hour since everybody stated their intentions. And before we go, Lee said, I'm running updates on all my devices. I'm actually watching this on my husband's phone while he sleeps. Oh, no. Oh, and then to Jen and Liz, can you put the names of those podcasts in the chat? I'll have to get it because I'm gonna have to get you a wrench, Jen, to be able to do it. Liz, you can put your podcast in. I think you have a wrench. So I'll have to do that. I just don't know if I can do it. I'll have to see if I can do it on my Mac and see if that'll help. And then Jen can go ahead and put in Jason's channel as well as the podcast. So let me do that. I'll be the first thing I do before I start my editing.
I actually can't type anything. It's not letting me even.
Oh, you know why? Probably because you have to sign into your YouTube to sign.
Yeah, that's what it's telling me now. So
yeah, you have to kind of link it or whatever.
Let me see.
Yeah, because once you do that, then you should see that you have a wrench when you make a comment, and then that'll let you do it. But Jen, I think I have to put you in. I'll have to do one for Lee and Lori as well. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started because we're a little bit behind on our 45 minutes. So let me get that's the name. So yeah, you see, you're just putting it in there. I'm going to get you on the wrench, Jen, where you can actually
put Liz's in there too if it'll make things easier.
What it is it won't give you a link. So this is just the names, but like if you wanted to put the actual link.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me get the kitty cat up. Okay, let's start our kitty cat. Okay, there it is.
Thank you, Jen.
Yes.
Yes, that's awesome. And then let me get the banner up for Power Hour. Okie dokie. Okay, so happy Power Hour, everyone. See you in an hour. Welcome back. How did everybody do? Okay, so let's see. Let's get into our progress report time. So I did not use my time fully for editing. No big surprise, right? I found out earlier this week when I went for my SPA 728 results. The lady that I consulted with, her name is Paulette. I'm a people pleaser. Who knew? So anyway, I did start deleting some off of my storage, and I also updated so I could tell y'all what I did actually do last week, because I didn't mention everything I got up to, but that is what I did. My oldest son asked me to do something for him, so took care of his thing. My dad arrived. He's spending the night tonight so that he can spend Easter. I can't speak. But anyway, yeah. So I got a bunch done, just not exactly what I was trying to focus on during Power Hour, if that says anything. How did you do, Liz?
I did really well, and I apologize. My dog is snoring in the background, so if you pick that up, he's living his best life. I got my writing project done, thank goodness. So I feel like huge weight is off, send it off. So hopefully that's all.
So
good
you got it written, reviewed it, revised it, did everything.
Yeah, which is wild because I'm the slowest writer in the history of the world. But when you have I should have had it in last night, and it's a whole thing, but it's done. That's the important part.
Yes, that is. So now you can kind of relax and do other stuff. Okay, how did you do, Jen? Oh, you're on mute. You're on mute. Okay. And I'm talking to you, telling you on mute, but you can't hear me. I just can wave.
I did well. I got, I was taking notes and kind of preparing myself for the Gothic talk, because anytime I have to do something like this, I deal with heavy imposter syndrome. Like, who am I to be talking about this? Why am I doing, I shouldn't be here. How did I get here? Same struggles I had all through grad school. They're finally going to figure out when I write this paper that I don't really belong here. What am I doing? So conquered that and got my notes taken. So I don't know if anybody else deals with imposter syndrome, but it's rough.
I don't know anyone who doesn't deal with that. So you are definitely not alone.
Yeah, I 100% feel that. Even if I've done something for a long period of time, depending on who I'm interacting with, it's like they just seem like they've got it, like they've got more experience with it, kind of thing. And then you do whatever it is that you're invited to do, and it's fine. And then you're like, I don't know why I just second guess myself, but it happens, unfortunately. But I did want to just update y'all too. I did go to SPA 728. I got my results. It's just way too much to go into everything, but I'm in the detox stage. That's where we're at right now. Both my son Barry and I both went to find out our results. So we started our detox journey. Let's just put it that way.
Does that mean no coffee?
Actually, believe it or not, I'm not sensitive to caffeine.
Oh, good.
The issue with the coffee is my acid reflux, which that I just can't have acid. I need to figure that out. So it's possible. I don't know. I'm going to see Dr. Rainey. That's what I've got to do this week. I'm going to see Dr. Rainey, my gastroenterologist, so we can talk about weaning myself off of my meds eventually, or just maybe even dropping down to 20 milligrams and then go from there. But I'm almost thinking, I saw an ad yesterday. It's just weird. I saw an ad yesterday from Mudwater. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of that. It's kind of like a coffee substitute, except it's mushrooms. And I want to say my son Barry might have gotten Mudwater. I think it might be kind of pricey though. So I have to do some research on it. And that may be, if not, I'm just going to switch to the tea or whatever. and then just do my research on either a low acid coffee or a no acid coffee or a no acid coffee process.
Yeah.
Like if you do a cold press, cold brew kind of thing, it takes it out somehow. I don't know. My husband was explaining it to me, but then I could heat that coffee up. It wouldn't be cold at that point. So we're just going to see how much of an effort, because I'm one that if it takes too much effort for me to get something, I'd rather just abstain from it kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's also to say, once my body heals, that possibly I could reintroduce it at some point and just make sure that I'm doing it in moderation, which I mean, you would think that I was drinking a gallon of coffee a day. That's not the case. But anyway, but I also, like I said, I filmed my Zombie-thon video. I did not submit my OSA points, and I need to do that soon because I'm racking them up. And then I did walk daily 3 days last week, which was better than the week before, because the week before I only got one in. So
awesome.
Anyway, so I don't know. I feel like I was productive during Power Hour, but it wasn't what I wanted to do during that time. And I guess that's a stumbling block for me, is that if I get pulled in too many different directions, I can't focus on that. I have to attend to whatever it is that's like kind of like glaring at me. Like I have imaginary tasks glaring at me. I got to get that out of my mind before I can do it. So anyway, y'all did not sound like y'all had stumbling blocks today. I'm so proud of y'all. Y'all both get a gold star.
Thank you. I like the idea of tasks like glaring at me though, because that really, it feels that way.
Well, it is. And like I was walking through the house. Well, I also did eat my breakfast. That's why I turned my camera off. My husband made grits. And so I was eating. I don't want to eat on camera if I can help that. So I had to do that. So I did that while I was working. I know you're not supposed to eat. It's like a no-no. You're really not supposed to eat when you're working and doing stuff, because then it's like you're not enjoying your meal and you're not conscious of it. So it's almost like it didn't happen because you're like multitasking. But anyway, I just find that this morning I'm walking through and I'm talking to myself like, and my husband's like, what? Huh? What? I'm like, I'm talking to myself. I'm trying to process what I'm really actually talking to my tasks.
Yeah.
So Alicia popped in when we were on Power Hour. Good morning, Kat and Jen and Liz, just joining, just waking up and getting breakfast and coffee. Body is a little sore this morning after the walking yesterday, but it was an especially fun day. Yeah, she went to the new Universal opening at Universal Studios. And she said, during this Power Hour, I will eat and get coffee, and then I will plan out the day we're cleaning up the house. Oh, that's good. I got to clean house today, too, because I have people coming over tomorrow. Eleanor said, just drop in and to say hi. Hello, Eleanor. Leaving soon to visit my daughter, but hope to sprint in the near future. And Jen said, so asking for a friend how long it is too long for an unhaul video of my entire library. I feel I may have to make 3 separate videos and go back and add intros and outros to the new parts. I have never done an unhaul video, so I can't really say. And I don't think I've ever really watched an unhaul video, to be quite honest. So I'm not a good indicator of that. I mean, I personally would watch a 20 to 30 minute unhaul video, because I would sit there and probably start writing down titles to get engaged. How about you, Liz? What do you think?
I'm trying to think. I mean, I like longer videos. I like when people go into more depth with things. I don't think there's a certain number, really.
Mm-hmm.
I don't watch that many to know, though, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Jen, what about you?
I've seen some unhaul videos that went close to an hour. So I think even if you did an hour, because just because you have an hour video doesn't mean your viewers have to watch the whole thing at once. They can stop it. So I think, if it's about an hour or a little less, I don't think that would be too long at all.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But however, if you wanted to separate them, you might want to separate them by genre.
Yes.
That might be a good way of doing it, or categories if you have some middle grade or whatever, where you could do 2 different types of genres, something like that. I mean, you might have more people wanting to watch if it's more romance as opposed to the other, but depending on which one you release first that most of your viewers watch, they might want to go and watch the other ones. I guess it just depends too on how long it's going to take you to edit it, how long it's going to take you to upload it. There's a lot of factors, your storage, that kind of stuff. And Alicia's telling her, have seen and sometimes watched hour-long videos of that variety. It just depends on my mood. How are you filming it? And she was asking how you're filming it, talking about each book, or just quickly doing title and author. That's a good point, too. If you're not going really into depth, I wouldn't break it up, honestly. And if you're worried, would it be easier to go by genre? That's what I had said. I would do shelf by shelf. I didn't do descriptions of each, just title, author, and my chatter about why I'm unhauling. Yes, so to me, one video would suffice. I guess I'll have to see how long it is when I'm done editing it all and decide. Yeah. May not be as long as you think. If you decide, then you got this. Yeah, sometimes I feel like when I'm filming a video that it's going to be 4 hours long because it took me 4 hours to film it. and then I come out of it and it's like a 8-minute video. I'm like, what the heck? Well, because there's also parts where you're talking and then all of a sudden you're staring at yourself because you're like, okay, I thought I lost my train of thought. Let me regather myself, and then you realize you just chopped off like 4 minutes right there. But you're staring at yourself. So I also wanted to put in here that Jen at Pages and Chaos is streaming on her channel tonight for the first time. She's doing reading and productivity sprints. If anybody's around and want to help her out, of course, you can always watch on replay. But this is her first. Jen and I met on Thursday morning so that I could help her get her StreamYard put up and walk her through everything. I even recommended if she wanted to do a test run, create another one and kind of practice to make sure. But I did tell her, even if you practice, things could still happen, because I think I told you, Jen, I did not tell Liz, last week when I went to film the pre-recording of Saturday Morning Momentum, I was all excited, did all my stuff, finished what I was working on for my power hour. And then I happened to look up at the stream thing to go hit the, dashboard and move on. And it still said it's showtime. So I had literally hit the timer, did my whole entire thing. Y'all, my eyes, I had tears, like not streaming, but my eyes got really watery. And I just sat there for a second and I'm like, I'm just going to have to tell him I couldn't do it. I was like, I cannot. I was so beside myself. So I said, you know what? I took a deep breath, took my dogs out, kind of just composed myself and kept thinking about it. And my husband had called and I said, yeah, I'm thinking about redoing my power hour, my Saturday Morning Momentum, because I just talked to myself for the whole entire time, except for the power hour. And he says, well, I'll be home in about an hour and a half. He said, go do what you got to do. And I said, okay. So I did it again. I got another hour's worth of stuff done. So actually it worked out for me, but it all worked out. And I'm like, oh, thank goodness. So I did tell her, I said, there's about 6 things you have to remember to do. If nothing else, just do these 6 things and you should be fine. And so, yeah. And of course, Jen, I want to support you on that. And let's see. Ice is, hello, everyone. Right now, just chilling, but I might do something productive later. And Jen hopped in the shower and is about to head out. She's going to get her hair done so she can be purdy today on her stream.
Nice.
Thanks for the productivity. I made coffee, ate a bagel, and got a little editing done. See you tonight for anyone who wants to stop by. I am going to try because, like I said, I'm going to have a fun day with Kelsey. So I know she wants to stream tonight for Old School April. And then originally I was supposed to sleep at my dad's house tonight, but my dad is here. And tomorrow's Easter. So I'm like, I think I need to come home. So Elena finished her book and made it to 100%. Travis played an hour of his game, 4 more to complete for the trophy. I'm 6 hours into Nosferatu audiobook or Nosferatu. It's okay so far. Not my fave Joe Hill as of now.
I have a confession. I tried to, everybody kept telling me how much I was going to love Nosferatu. And I tried to read it at the end of last year. And I DNF'd it. It wasn't working for me at all. I loved his book, Heart-Shaped Box. I liked Horns at first, but then ended up not liking it by the end. So I have a very hit and miss relationship with Joe.
Yeah, I've loved everything he's written. Heart-Shaped Box is probably my favorite of his novels, but I really do enjoy his short stories. Except for his new stuff that's just coming out, the only novel I haven't read is The Fireman, and I have to do that one at some point. It's huge. It's a chunker. But Nosferatu, for me, there is content in it that is just, it's hard, especially with Charlie's sidekick. Very hard to read some of the things that that individual, he's pretty demented in my opinion. So yeah, there's a lot of triggers in it, I think. And then if you watch the TV show, that also too, it's hard to watch. And some things weren't brought into it. They're kind of alluded to, but still. And it was on AMC. So they had a little bit more liberties of what they could, show on a TV show. But I don't recommend it lightly to people unless, I let them know. You got to be careful because there are some triggers in there, Elena said, I'm doing a book haul and reading a book. Nice. And Lee got 3 Bible studies done, and I've copied all my notes into my journal. She is on the ball. I'm telling you, gold star for Lee. I finished my self-help book and started a new one. Excellent. Let us know what the title is of your new one, Swank, so we can know. Tina said, I updated my journal, set up my planner for next week, and read a couple of pages. Good. Lori got distracted by the puppy. Go figure. But I did scan 2 shelves of books and used a facial mask for my self-care while doing it, and I tidied up some things. That's a good pairing.
Yeah.
A facial mask while you're doing something else calming. I'd love to eventually scan all my books and know exactly what is in my library, but I first have to get those shelves organized. And Liz has helped me because when I get out of school in May, I'm concentrating on my scrapbook room.
Yay.
It's so weird. It's sort of like, having the conversation with you, Liz, was like an aha moment. It's like, why didn't I think of that? Like, why? But, you don't hear yourself talking to yourself. Like, you don't hear yourself talking sometimes when you're saying something to somebody. So it was just so funny when you said, I hear you keep saying you're scrapbooking. Maybe that's where you need to start. And I'm like, yes, I do. Perhaps. And Travis, I have that one and haven't picked it up. You think it's the narrator or the book? Well, I guess too, I didn't listen to it with audio. I did it with my eyeballs. Well, this cat lady fed her cats and read 28 pages in the spell shop, made it to page 189. Gold star for you. And which book shall Alana read next? Laura Moriarty, Nancy Moser, Julia Glass, Adam Johnson, or Chris Pavoni? Unfortunately, I don't know any of those authors, so I can't give you any advice. So hopefully someone in the chat might be able to. Liz, Jen, familiar to you?
I've heard good things about Julia Glass, but I've never read any books myself. So I can't recommend them, but maybe give that a peek.
Yes, perhaps. Our sink was leaking, but the pipe has come loose. I tried to tighten it, but it won't tighten. So a friend coming over later is going to help. That's nice. Nice. Thankfully, it should be an easy fix. I hope so. And Kat, remember, the darker the coffee, the better for acid reflux. I buy the darkest I can. Oh, I didn't realize that. Thank you for telling me that. Also, too, when I met with, I told I told Paulette at Spa 728 that I was going to see my gastro doctor because one of the supplements that she gave me is called Food to Fuel. It's actually supposed to create more acid to help you with your digestion and to like break down your food better. And I told her, I said, well, I'm going to see my gastro doctor. Should I mention that I'm doing this? And so she turned to Tasha and said, should she mention that she's doing this? What do you think he's going to say? Because the whole thing is that when you go to your doctor, your doctors, a lot of them just want to give you a pill and want to solve all your problems instead of getting to the root cause. And so that's what we're trying to do, is we're trying to get down to the cellular level. So, yeah. I don't know. I probably will mention it to him because I would feel like I need to let you know that I'm doing this. What do you think, kind of thing? And he may say, I have no idea what that is. You know, who knows? Elena said, tomorrow is Easter, so the library is closed all day. And I have an appointment on Monday, the 21st, to get my real ID. Excellent. Yes, for anybody that wants to fly. You either have to have a passport or a real ID. Hello, Cameron. How are you? Happy Easter. Hey, Cam. Hey, Travis. I talked to my task too. I'm glad to know I'm not the only one. I think I read somewhere that if you talk to yourself or you talk out loud or whatever, that it's like intelligent to do that. So I don't know if that's true or not.
I do it all the time, but I don't know either. Like I work from home, so I'm, until I'm teaching live classes, I am just talking to myself, or I talk to my pets a lot, to my cat and my dog. And if my husband happens to be off during the week and he's here and I'm just talking and talking and talking, he's like, do you do this all day? I'm like, yes. Don't worry about it.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, honestly, if somebody had a camera in my house, they would probably think I was crazy because and I'll go through a range of emotions. I mean, obviously I'm talking probably my ego also in it, but like, I will be like, just having a whole conversation about, yes, I can do this. No, I can't. What are you thinking? Blah, 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 blah. Even when I'm filming a video, like I think to myself, if I could like record, like keep every blooper and thing that I had, I probably could make money off of just the ridiculousness of me talking to myself. I'm just think I'm like crazy. And Travis says, I watch them, Jen, but I don't like it when people give a synopsis of the books they're unhaul them because it seems counterproductive, or I like people who make challenges out of it. That's a good point. I did one the other day. It was 15 minutes, but I only unhauled 10 books and like read a chapter type thing. Okay. And then Jen said, I'll second what Travis said about unhaul videos. Incorporating challenges is fun. And I made a list of tasks for the day. I did take some pictures of the rainbow flowers I bought on Thursday. I got the call to schedule pickup from my car, finally getting it back Monday morning. Yeah, you were supposed to get it back, I thought, this week. And yeah, Jen, there's a lot going on in Nosferatu, and it's a little confusing. And to Lori, that was a fun unhaul video. Nicely done. Fireman is really good. Well, thanks for letting me know about Nosferatu. Maybe unhauling that soon too. It may not bother you, Lori. I don't know. I mean, it's tough, but I don't want to say like you enjoy the content. I enjoyed the writing and like getting into the psyche of somebody that, what caused him to become this way? Why is he like this? How much of it's in the mind? How much of it is real? And then I did like the main female character. I thought that she was a strong female character, but I don't know. Hello, Patricia. I just woke up, but wanted to say I hope everyone has a great, productive, or relaxing day. My goal today is to do some spring cleaning and finish my current read. That's a good goal. I also want to get 50% into the Spell Shop audiobook. Yay. I love all these people reading the Spell Shop. I haven't read Nosferatu, but the show was a hit or miss for me. Not sure I'd want to invest time in the chunker of a book. That's fair. That's fair. In honor of Cat Lady Day, I'm deep cleaning my cat's boxes. So fun. Doing it now before it gets way too hot.
Yes.
The things we do for our fur babies, Travis. I usually talk to myself when working too, mostly cussing my boss out in my head. Yes, his boss is like, have you ever seen that movie Bad Bosses with I think it's Jennifer Aniston, Jason Bateman. There's a couple of them in there where they try to kill the bosses. I don't know if y'all have seen that.
I missed that one.
It was funny, but Jennifer Aniston is always trying to like sexually get her dental hygienist, and like he's constantly having to fight her off and all this stuff. Like, so that's his boss, and then Jason Bateman's got his, and then there's another one. It's crazy. I happen to love Jason Bateman, so just the cast and everything was real good. But I think it's called Bad Bosses.
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I thought it was funny because it's like what it is I think they end up trying to kill the boss, one of the bosses. Might be Jason Bateman's boss. And because it's been a while since I've seen it, but then it gets into this whole, silly thing with them having to like get away from the cops and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, if you like that kind of comedy, Erica, and it was weird seeing Jennifer Aniston in a part like that because she generally plays a very, girl next door, sweet personality or whatever. And I know she has a range because she's done other movies. I just haven't seen them. So this was weird I was like, ooh, spicy. So Erica said, I am not able to find Cozy Cobweb's channel.
I don't have a channel. I don't do YouTube.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And then Alicia said, yes, I supposed to get it back Tuesday. Then they pushed it to Friday and then called to schedule pickup. And they called that afternoon. So my husband scheduled it for Monday. Oh. And then horrible bosses, not bad bosses. Yes. Okay. Horrible bosses. Thank you, Lee. And yes, I love Jason Bateman as well. And my intentions for the weekend include prepping the pages of this mini album I'm working on. Then next weekend, I can add the pictures. It's a gift. So I have a deadline to finish it. I think that is actually a great idea. I wish I could stick to deadlines. Andrew went to Ireland, Wales, and London his junior year of high school. And I still haven't finished that scrapbook for him. What does that say? He's already graduated from high school, college, and is a man working.
It just means it's a masterpiece in progress. That's all that means.
Yes. I think part of my issue is I feel like my scrapbook, and I tell myself this all the time, and I would tell my friends all the time, I act as if I'm about to send my layout to Scrapbooks of America, to a magazine, and it's going to be published for the whole world to see. My kids are so excited about any page I do. Like, they want to know, like, when I get back from my scrapbooking events, well, how many pages did you do for me? Or which ones did you do for me? They don't care. They don't know. It's just me. That's that OCD perfectionist attitude. So since Jamie started with the intentions, let's go ahead and start talking about those. Liz, what are your intentions for this week?
Oh, I'm sort of on the fence. So I know I'm going to you mentioned medication. It's so funny. They're starting to wean me off of like the prednisone I've been on for a while. So I'm not expecting to have a lot of energy. So what I think is one of my goals for 2025 is, so I'm calling it like feather my nest, which means since I'm stuck at home, I might as well make it cozy. So I might just do Pinterest boards this week, which it seems very like I'm being a slacker because I know I have like all these big things I want to accomplish and I need to accomplish. But I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to take the week and enjoy it and live mindfully and slowly.
Well, I will say you're very intentional about your intention because you know that you're going to have low energy.
Yeah.
So you're pairing something that you want to do this week with your energy level.
Yes.
So I think that's awesome. I mean, I wish that is the mindset I would adopt, because when you know that you're going to be low energy, you're going to have a busy week, the last thing you need to do is work on something that is going to take even more energy on top of your depletion with that.
Yeah.
So
asks.
let's take out the word slacker. You are not being slacker. You're being productive in what your task is going to be.
That's true.
And remember, our list, our 25 for 2025 is all about big things, little things,
Yeah.
you know, and doing what you can on it. So I think that'll be great. Hopefully no stumbling blocks for you and you'll get what you want to get done. How about you, Jen? What are you working on?
First of all, I want to know how I can find you on Pinterest, Liz, so I can stalk you in a new place.
I will let you know as soon as I'm on Pinterest. That's part of the goal.
Okay, great. I'm excited.
Yes.
So for me, the rest of today, I'm really just going to be doing the talk. And then my son is home for the weekend. So I'm going to be hanging out with him. And then this coming week, my youngest child is off school for spring break. And those of you who know, you know that she is severely disabled. So I'm not going to try to do any big tasks this week. I'm just going to hang out with her. I would like to finish an abstract I'm working on, but it's not due until like May 18th. So I have time. Mm-hmm. And other than that, I just want to catch up on some reading. And that's all I have going for this week.
No, but that again, you're doing exactly what Liz is doing. You know what your constraints are for the week. And instead of you trying to push through things that you want to do, you know that, I mean, why, I guess in the way you think about it, I mean, why are you going to try to have a struggle all week trying to get some accomplished when you know that your time is limited and it's going to give you time to spend with your daughter, making memories, doing all of that. So I love it. I love that both of y'all are having relaxing weeks. I have 2 doctor's appointments this week. I'm going to see my gastroenterologist on Monday. It's kind of like I haven't seen you in a couple of years. Going to talk about what my goals are and, you know, what I'm planning to do ahead of, you know, moving forward. And then I'm seeing my hand specialist for the first time on Wednesday because I've told some of y'all, and I've mentioned on sprints, my hands ache. And this one finger right here, I guess it's what they call a trigger finger. I can't bend it. And if I do, it kind of pops. And both right here and right here on my thumbs are very sore. So it's like my hands are just achy. And it could be inflammation. There could be something else going on. I've dealt with this wrist area since August of 2021. You know, I've had a couple of cortisone shots, but as we know, cortisone is temporary. I don't know how good it is for your body either. So anyway, I've got those 2 doctor's appointments. So I'm going to get that taken care of and see where that leads. I have to submit my old school April points because I do not want to be to the end like I did last year. That was torturous. And then I do have to edit and release my Zombie-thon announcement video. I wanted it to be out for Monday, but I think with everything going on, it might be Tuesday. So it is what it is. I can only do what I can do. And I'm giving myself the grace so that I don't sit here and stress out about it because it is choices. I mean, I'm making choices to spend time with my family this weekend, spend time with Kelsey for our fun day. So it's like you have to pick and choose. So that's honestly, what I have going.
Tuesday might be better anyway, because I think a lot of people on Monday are just going to be trying to catch up with things because it's such an active weekend. So hopefully that takes a good pressure off.
That's a good point. And I was kind of thinking about premiering it, but I haven't decided yet on that. It's just going to depend. It's going to depend. But if not, it's going to come out next week at some point. But excited. It's not going to be Monday. But anyway, I'm excited about it. Intentions for Lee: finish James, catch up on Handmaid's Tale, and watch 2 seasons of Oz. I'm still in full-on OSA mode. Lee has been killing it for the Scoobies. I'm just going to tell you.
Yeah.
So, and that's another thing. I'm hoping this week that I can catch up on watching OSA videos because a lot of good ones have come out. I have Jen's vlog to watch. I have a lot. I mean, I have a whole list of all my backlisted videos that I need to watch. I even mentioned this on Sprints. I think I might have to just spend the summer watching all my videos for YouTube, all my creators, because it's like it just piles up and it's just so much. And I want to enjoy it. I don't want to just be like, half listening or half watching.
Yeah.
Like I really want to make an effort, and make a really good comment, on the video, because all that helps the creator is liking and making comments and having some engagement with everybody. Of course, I am going to still try to walk this week too. Not doing nearly what I want with that, but I'm giving myself grace on that too. Travis said, my intentions are to just live. Remember that life is short, so try to enjoy every moment and don't let people get you down because it's not worth it. Excellent.
Yes.
Yes, because I will tell you, Travis does have a toxic work environment. His boss is terrible. His boss is horrible. Should be on Horrible Bosses. Jamie even agrees. Excellent. And to add to that intention, I need to have as much fun until May, because my journey to my doctorate starts May.
Congratulations.
Yes.
That's a journey.
That's exciting, Travis. Live it up now. Live it up.
Yes. But you know what, Travis? I don't want you to make it feel like it's not going to be fun to work on your doctorate. You've got to enjoy that journey as well. And it would be kind of cool if you could kind of document your journey, like to see how much, your growth was during that time, even your feelings or whatever. And it would be interesting for you to share with us about what's going on with your journey if you are, so inclined to do that. No pressure, but I just think it's interesting to see when people tackle something that huge.
Yeah.
Both Jen and Liz both have been down that path and know what it takes. So I think it's a big undertaking, but it can also be very fulfilling. And Jamie said, thanks for mentioning the cat. I need to submit my OSA points this weekend too. Yeah, don't forget, because and what the problem with the OSA points is, I'll write something down, but I got to sit there and scrutinize every prompt.
Yeah.
To make sure, because literally when I read my Beaumont book, I thought it was only worth 8 points. I mentioned that in my video. It was only worth 8 points. So when a buddy read that, I put in my information. I told Stormy and Carmen, this is what it breaks down for me. And then I realized, oh no, it wasn't old technology. I don't think it was old technology. It was something else. Oh, the borrowed. If it's a borrowed or used book, well, I'll listen to it on Libby. So I was like, that's borrowed. I borrowed it from the library. So I had to add that point. So it became 9. And then Stormy mentioned something, or Carmen mentioned something, and that was another point. So it ended up being like a 10-point book. I was like, oh, I got to be more careful.
I submitted some book and movie and TV points, but I'm kind of waiting on my activity points. I think I'm going to do those at the end. But I'm kind of, with reading more books and watching more movies, I'm like, let me go ahead and get these in there, because I'll forget to.
Yeah, I have to write everything down, or I will forget. I will forget. Not major things, but like little stuff like popping into Kelsey's sprints. I'll forget what date I did that.
Yeah.
And Kelsey and I are actually going to do the curveball that Lauren put out today, because we're going to eat at Piccadilly, and that's old school.
There you go.
Alicia said, my intentions for the week, I want to get back to my normal routines and get back on track with a project or two. And that sounds good. Go Scoobies. And then I'll have to say that scanning these books is generally so fast, and I could curse the people who put stickers on the ISBN grid, because then I have to enter by hand. No fun. To add to my intention, I also need to input some OSA points and catch up on reading. And congratulations to Travis. Congratulations. And yep, I'm so excited. It feels right. I love school. I'm weird. And yes, I will share it out. It will help. Very good. Yes, because then we can give you some support.
Yep.
Okay, so that is our Saturday morning, episode 7 in the books, ladies. We did it. I want to thank everyone that attended Saturday Morning Momentum this morning. I appreciate it. Anybody who's going to watch on replay, let us know what you're doing, or you did during the Power Hour. We'd love to know. And I will see my peeps again on Wednesday, 5 p.m. Central Time, for What's Up Wednesday sprints. Jen, do you have anything on your channel that you want to share before we go?
My vlog is up today. I I don't know exactly what time, but in a few hours, a video will be on my channel where I talk with Marissa from Le Salon Literary Discussions, and we talk about the Phantom of the Opera novel coming Tuesday this week. I have Lauren's tag. Speaking of Lauren, at Happy Haunts Library, I did her halfway to Halloween tag that she
Oh,
tagged me
nice.
in. Yep. So those are coming up this week. And on Wednesday, I'll have part 4 of my 50 years, 50 horror books that shaped me in honor of my 50th birthday. So,
I'm
Yes,
excited
that's
for that.
awesome.
That sounds
That's
good.
awesome. Liz, anything that you want to share that you're doing for this? I mean, like,
No,
not anything, because, well, I know that you're not, I just didn't know if like your horror homeroom, if y'all have a conversation.
Yes, we will. There should be an episode that drops this week. So
Okay.
I don't know when. They don't tell me these details.
Right. Okay, well, thank you all so very much. Again, thank you, ladies, for joining me. I want to wish everybody a happy Easter, a happy weekend, and until next week, we'll see you later. Bye.